Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Good morning to you. Happy Monday to you. Happy Victory Monday to you. Hope everybody's having a good morning so far. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be talking about the New Orleans Saints. We're going to be giving our final thoughts on the New Orleans Saints game versus the San Francisco 49ers. And are the Saints in trouble without Drew Brees? So I want to say thank you all once for those that are filing in right now into the chat. And if this is your first time checking out the State of the Saints podcast, like always, I hope it's not your last time. This is the most interactive New Orleans Saints podcast on the planet. Okay, if you're new to the show, all you have to do is put your comments inside of the chat, and I read them off. It can be a question, it can be a comment, it can be about the Saints, it can be about the NFC South, or the NFL as a whole. We welcome all questions here on the State of the Saints podcast. But let's go ahead and talk about this game. San Francisco 49ers versus New Orleans Saints. Wasn't the best game, okay? I mean, let's just call it for what it was. It was not a good game by the New Orleans Saints. A very sloppy football game. This was one of those games where you've seen the Saints just completely dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and for some apparent reason, you still got Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans still talking. What the hell are y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? What do y'all really have to talk about? But anyway, the Saints dominate the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they go into a game where it seemed like the Saints should have had everything figured out. I mean, they were clicking on all cylinders. They were doing everything they needed to do on Sunday Night Football. They go into this game against the 49ers, and, it was just sloppy, man. I mean, the Saints didn't have the ball the whole first quarter. I think they only had like one possession, 1 3 and out. It was just the time of possession was just, I mean, just such a huge gap. Guys were muffing punts. I mean, fumbling the football. Ball was so slippery in that game. I mean, it was just ridiculous offensively, man. But defensively, the Saints really stepped up. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was all over the field. I didn't know if I was watching C.J. Gardner-Johnson or Troy Polamalu. I really didn't know. I mean, Bob Sanders back in the day. C.J. Gardner-Johnson was all over the field. Demario Davis, probably his best game of the year. I think that the New Orleans Saints, as a whole, defensively, they did a really good job. I mean, and they're clicking at the right time, especially for what happened with Drew Brees, which we're going to talk about a little bit later. It's good to know that the defense can step up, the offense can make mistakes, and the defense can erase them. The red zone percentages are going down. At the beginning of the season, we all know that I think the Saints were like in a high 70s. It was a 70+% chance that a team would actually score on the New Orleans Saints when they get into the red zone. Score a touchdown, but the Saints had kind of cut that in half. So you got to give them props on that. They seem to be getting pressure on the quarterbacks, getting them off their spot. And this was one of those games where, a lot of people really don't understand. This was one of those games that can really test the defense. Kyle Shanahan does a really good job at putting guys in position to succeed. Similar to Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan is the same type of play calling. You got a lot of motion, a lot of rotation. So this really, helps the New Orleans Saints defense, especially when it comes to good eye contact, making sure that you're getting where you need to be, being disciplined on the field. So this game right here, defensively, really helped the New Orleans Saints going forward. But one thing that's not going to help the Saints going forward is the injury to Drew Brees. Now, Drew Brees went down in the first half. He got sacked, and the defensive lineman put all his pressure down on Drew Brees, and apparently right now he's dealing with a rib injury. He's getting an MRI today from, I guess you can say, the start of this podcast. We don't know what the diagnosis is yet. We'll probably find out later on in the day. But, we don't know what's going to happen with Drew Brees. We don't know how many games he'll miss or if he'll miss any at all. But me personally, if Drew Brees is hurt, I say keep him out. Okay. I understand it's about positioning. I understand it's about, You want them to have that number one seed, their first round bye, yada, yada, yada. But I feel like this year, when it comes to COVID-19, I don't look at a home playoff game or home field advantage the same way. I just don't. The way that the playoffs are structured, teams are structured, you don't have a bunch of fans in the stands. You don't have to worry about crowd noise. The most that you have to worry about is being disciplined. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the most disciplined team is going to end up going to the Super Bowl. The team that makes very little mistakes is going to be the one that go to the Super Bowl. If this was like one of those games where, or this one of those seasons where I just feel like you had a whole bunch of people in the crowd and crowd noise would play a major factor, then I would be kind of concerned about the Saints when it comes to the first round bye and home field advantage. But this season, I just feel like if you're a away team, you basically got an advantage because there's no crowd noise. And ironically, I feel like that's one of the main reasons why the Green Bay Packers end up beating the Saints, because Aaron Rodgers was able to do some of the things he would be able to do in Lambeau. He did in the Superdome. So this isn't one of those seasons where I'm just concerned about home field advantage. Would a first round bye help the team as far as like them getting healthy or getting prepared and rested? Absolutely. But when it comes to like actually playing the game and worrying about, okay, am I going to play here? Am I going to play there? I'm not too concerned about that. But back to Drew Brees. It was a tough injury. Drew Brees being 41 years old, we know that he was dealing with a shoulder injury that kept him out of practice for a couple of days. I think like last week sometime, but he went out, played against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, he was lights out. This game, not so much, but at the same time, I mean, we know that he's the king of the 2-minute drill. He got the ball down the field for the 2-minute drill to get the Saints to go ahead, lead 17-10. But Drew Brees, make no mistake about it, who that nation. I don't care what anybody says. You can talk about Taysom. You can talk about Jameis. We hear the debates all on social media. If you're on a Saints group page or if you're on Twitter, people talking about Taysom Hill versus Jameis Winston. I'm telling everybody in the Who Dat Nation right now, okay, rather you love Drew Brees or not, rather you think that he got noodle arm or not, rather you think that he can't throw the ball down the field or not, the Saints ain't going nowhere without Drew Brees. That's just a fact. They are not going anywhere without Drew Brees. I don't care if Jameis Winston can throw the ball 100 yards. The Saints ain't going nowhere. I don't care if Taysom ran a 4 flat. They ain't going nowhere without Drew Brees. And Drew Brees, to me, okay, this is what people need to understand as Saints fans, okay? Drew Brees is not just a good, efficient quarterback. Drew Brees is a very knowledgeable quarterback who has seen all different types of defenses. He knows blitzes. He knows 4-3s. He knows 3-4s. He knows zone. He knows quarters. He knows man-to-man coverage. He knows, cover 2, Tampa 2. You name it, Drew Brees knows it. Drew Brees knows how to put guys in position to succeed versus the guys that could possibly be his successors. They're not nowhere near the level of knowledge that Drew Brees brings to the field. Just Drew Brees' knowledge alone makes him much better than all those other guys. Now, if you want to talk about speed and elusiveness and toughness and dropping a shoulder, look, call on Taysom. If you want to talk about airing it out and maybe improvising and rolling out, then holler at Jameis Winston. But they ain't going nowhere at all without Drew Brees. I don't look. People talking about Drew Brees washed up. Some people talking about Drew Brees. He should have retired years ago. Man, bruh, understand this. If Drew Brees would have retired, if Drew Brees would not have been in a Saints uniform this season, there's no way in hell the Saints are 7-2 right now. No way. No way, no how. There's not many quarterbacks that is going to be as limited as he's been over these past few games and still put his team in the position to succeed. Now, if we're talking about maybe, steering the ship for a little while, then I think the Saints will be okay. Now, I'm hearing people in the Who Dat Nation talk about Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston throwing a football on yesterday. Oh, he ain't it. he ain't got what it takes. Oh, he sucked. The Saints in trouble. Oh, did you see that? Almost see that interception. Who was he throwing to when it comes to Michael Thomas? I want everybody to understand that the Saints went into the game with the 49ers with Drew Brees as the quarterback and a scheme around Drew Brees as the quarterback. There was nowhere in the world that the Saints were thinking about Jameis Winston coming into the game or a possibility that Drew Brees could be hurt. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Okay, so Drew Brees got the majority of the snaps. He got the majority of the snaps in the game. He got the majority of the snaps in practice all week long, preparing for this game against the 49ers. And people expect Jameis Winston to come into the game cold as ice, no practice, no reps with the first team at all, no chemistry at all with his teammates on the first team. And you expect this man to come out here, throw for 3 touchdowns, 200 yards. Like, give me a break, man. Like, if you think that was going to happen, I hate to say it, but you're delusional. That works in movies, man. Like, you might see a movie like Varsity Blues, right? I mean, when we seen, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, Mox, and you know what I'm saying, John Mox, whoever his name is, Moxie, coming to the game. You know what I'm saying? And because the quarterback ended up hurting tearing his ACL, and he just became a household name around the state of Texas and just became the school hero. We talk about Any Given Sunday when Dennis Quaid went down and Steaming Willie Beeman, played by Jamie Foxx, comes into the game and just sets the world on fire. It don't work like that in real life, man. It's about scheme. It's about timing. Okay, it's about having chemistry with your receivers, running backs, or what have you. All right. Everybody around here watching TV and think that's how it works. No, it does not work like that at all, man. Like, I think we go back and we look at what about Teddy Bridgewater? Teddy Bridgewater played terrible when he had to come in after Drew Brees in that Rams game. He didn't look like the Teddy Bridgewater that we seen at 105 games. He didn't. He didn't look like that because he came off the bench about as fresh as a daisy. Like I said, cold as ice, dry as a bone, no sweat, no nothing, and he went into the game. So once again, it's about timing. It's about reps. Now, Jameis Winston going into the Falcon game, maybe you can judge him a little bit more harshly when you have criticism if he goes out there and he's throwing picks left and right. Then you can criticize him and say, hey, you know what? Maybe he's not it. Judge him based on a full week of practice with the first team and judge him accordingly. Now, I will say this. Don't expect for this guy to come out here just setting the world on fire first weekend. Give him some time. The Saints offense is really, really complicated. Like, all my football players out there, all my former football players, how many, you know what I'm saying? You might see on an average of a team 7 to 8 personnel. That means 7 to 8 different position changes. You might see that. The Saints do about 14 or 15. Do you imagine being in a 14 or 15 player personnel, having to know where you need to be? I'm pretty sure the Saints offensive playbook is like the yellow pages, but I'm pretty sure Sean Payton is going to simplify the game plan and probably get with Jameis and be like, okay, Jameis, what do you feel like you do well? What are some of the plays you feel like we can bring to make you feel more comfortable? Kind of similar to what he did with Teddy Bridgewater. Now, the first week when Teddy Bridgewater was the starting quarterback, when they played the Cowboys, if you notice, they ran something similar to when Drew Brees was there. And then around week 2, they started to gradually start to bring things in that made Teddy Bridgewater feel more comfortable. But once again, folks, we need to stop judging people based on play to play. And we need to just completely eliminate Jameis Winston's pass out of our minds. All right. Because if we're doing that, then we're not giving that guy a fair shake. I'm sorry. We're not. We're judging him based on what he did in Tampa, and that's not fair to him. Because if you look at Tampa and you look at Bruce Arians and you look at the way that every quarterback, go back and look. You ain't got to take my word for it. Go back and look at the quarterbacks that he has coached and watch how they have led the league in interceptions, or how they had a high percentage or a high number of interceptions at the quarterback position. Andrew Luck, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, and yes, even Tom Brady. Tom Brady, you know what I'm saying, has had more interceptions in a Tampa Bay uniform as he had, I have to say, probably in the last couple of years with the New England Patriots. So if he throws maybe like one or two more, I mean, he's probably going to exceed that. Tom Brady didn't throw a lot of interceptions in New England, but the rate and how they throw the ball down the field and how aggressive Bruce Arians' offense is, there is going to be a lot of risk. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of risk. And in that case, you know what I'm saying, Jameis Winston threw a lot of interceptions. So if we're going to judge this guy fairly, we need to completely eliminate his past out of our minds and get his guy changed. Now, if you don't like Jameis Winston, then that's just another thing, okay? But I would appreciate that you just come out here and say it. Just say you don't like the guy. You never gonna like the guy, what have you. Don't try to disguise it and make, you know what I'm saying, look at every pass he do on play one as a 7-yard completion, and then another play is behind him, and all of a sudden you yelling he sucked. Be real with yourself. Just say you don't like him and you don't want to get this guy a fair shake. But for all those out there that think objectively, please give this guy an opportunity to be with the first team, develop some chemistry, and then we can talk. I mean, I know he has great arm talent, man. I don't know if y'all seen that pass that he threw to Alvin Kamara. I mean, it's there. So I believe in him. I believe in the Saints. I believe in the coaching staff. So I think that the Saints are going to put Jameis in a position to succeed. Tyra says, good morning, TJ. Who that? What's going on, Tyra? Appreciate you being on State of the Saints podcast this morning. Dietrich says, big facts. Sean Payton is a quarterback whisperer. Jacob says that. GFG, so unprofessional. Let's see. The yellow page is so true, though. I mean, Bria, it's the truth. You know, like when you have 14, 15 personnels, that's 14, 15 different combinations of you know what I'm saying, players in a game, right? So it's not a coincidence that Drew Brees can throw the ball to 11 or 12 different receivers, because it's possible because of the personnel changes that they have. Like I said, on average, if you play football, you'll know like there's probably like on average 7 to 8 personnel. 7 or 8 different types of rotations, different styles of, you know what I'm saying, players that you can rotate in and out of a game. But to have 14 and 15, like, that's crazy, man. That's insane. And you know, it's not an easy offense to learn. Kim says, even the veteran Emmanuel Sanders says he's never been to a team with so many different personnel. Exactly. I said, I mean, they gotta have at least about 14 or 15 personnel changes. They got to. Like, it gotta be like 14 or 15. Seattle Seahawks was Teddy's first game. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was Teddy's first official game. But I mean, if you look at that game, I mean, what stood out? It was Alvin Kamara. I mean, like, we talk about Drew Brees and how he checked the ball down to Alvin Kamara all the time. I mean, what was Teddy Bridgewater doing in that game? He was checking it down. He was running the same exact offense that Drew Brees was running. Okay, yeah, but I think I said the Cowboy game. So, yeah, thank you for that, man. It was the Seahawks game. But he was checking the ball down a lot, you know what I'm saying, to Alvin Kamara. I guess the point I was trying to make is they was running an offense similar to what Drew Brees was out there. In that Cowboy game, it was still much of the same. You know what I'm saying? It was still much of the same. And then, like, I think maybe that third game, you start to see a little bit more of Teddy Bridgewater and what he can possibly do. You seen a lot of rolling out of the pocket. You seen like some extension of plays. And then that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, that's when I feel like, you know, he started to kind of find his groove. But I mean, it takes time, man. It takes time. Who that TJ taking any calls this morning? I'll probably take a few in a minute, man. Just gonna try to read some of these comments because I've been noticing when I've been going back and looking at the shows, man. I really haven't been paying that much attention to the chat. And I know a lot of people sometimes they don't want to call in, or they have a little bit of stage fright. So I want to make sure I give them the attention also, man. So I'll probably take some calls in a minute. Jamaica says they have the most in NFL. Hey, yeah, that's without a doubt. That's without a doubt. Who that, brother? That's exactly what I was saying about Winston, to give the man a chance instead of counting him out already. Everybody played the same tune last season with Bridgewater. Now look how everyone changed when he went 5-0. Yeah, I feel like we just need to get this guy an opportunity, a chance. And look, I mean, when he played in Tampa, man, he wasn't really good. You know what I'm saying? Especially like his last season. But he did do some things well. Like he did throw for 5,000 yards. Now you can say he threw all those yards because he put his team in a hole. I get it. But at the same time, man, I still feel like there's some good things about Jameis Winston. Now, me personally, what I'm saying? I'm talking about outside of, him just being on the field. My honest assessment of Jameis Winston is I feel like he tries too hard. Like I feel like he tries too hard on the field and off the field. Okay, I just feel that way. I feel like a lot of the things that he did, even when he was in college, I feel like he was just trying so hard to fit in. He was trying so hard, you know what I'm saying, to be liked, and I don't know, man. It just it comes off as almost borderline phony sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I think that he needs to get comfortable in himself. I think that's one of the main reasons why Jameis Winston hasn't progressed in the NFL. Because I feel like as a quarterback, you got to have confidence. You got to have confidence in yourself. You got to have the confidence that you can get the job done. You got to have the confidence that nobody's better than me. And sometimes I feel like he tries too hard. But I think like with the Saints, because he's not the guy, because he can sit down and, you know what I'm saying, and learn from Drew Brees and learn from Sean Payton and learn from, you know what I'm saying, the quarterback's coach and learn from, you know what I'm saying, just being in a room with those guys. I think they can make him much better. And I don't know, man. I just feel like that's something that he has to work on. I mean, that's just something I've seen based on just the interviews that I've seen him do, the things that, you see behind the scenes. It seems like he just tries a little bit too hard for me. But I think if he goes out there, kind of settles down a tad bit, I think he'll be okay. Pass rushers among the very best, and Alexander has already made a difference at the strong side. Yeah, he definitely has done a really good job, man. Quan Alexander, he's a really good football player. I'm really kind of concerned though, going down the stretch. His tackling ability. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he can whiff on a tackle, but I tell you what, man, that guy is fast, and when he sees where he needs to go, he gets there fast. So, State of the Saints podcast, Congress on win last night. State of the Saints podcast, Congress on win last night. I'm not sure what that means, Bucks Gold game. I apologize, man. You can't meet a player that throws for 5,000 yards not confident. Yeah, he threw 30 picks, but they wasn't all his fault. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Like I said, maybe I'm reading too much into it. But throwing, so I just feel like there's something. I just feel like he tries too hard. Maybe that's not the word that I'm looking for. Maybe confidence. But I just feel like he just tries too hard, in my opinion. Brees will help Winston out, and in part, into like never before. I don't know. Drew Brees only can do so much, and I get it, folks. We seen this happen with Teddy Bridgewater last season, and that gives us that optimism. But these are two different type of players, so I do feel like we need to give him a chance. But I don't think it should be based on what Teddy Bridgewater did because they just two different type of players. Winston needs a chance. The Saints playbook is complicated. It takes chemistry with the personnel. It won't happen in one game. We should be fine with him. Yeah, I just think that the Saints are just a better overall team than what Jameis had in Tampa. If you notice, man, Tampa don't really like running the football like that. They ran it today, but for the most part, they ain't trying to run the football. They want to throw the football all over the place. And Jameis never really had a running game. I mean, he had Doug Martin for maybe like 1 year before he left. But besides that, man, Jameis never really had a running game. He never really had any anything that compliment him. It was just a bunch of receivers. And it was him throwing the ball 30, 40 times a game, And I just think that with the Saints and what they do, handing the ball off to Latavius, handing the ball off to Alvin Kamara, handing the ball off to Taysom, you know what I'm saying? A Mike Burton on short yardage situations. I think it's going to help Jameis out a lot because I just think in Tampa, you being the first overall pick, Heisman Trophy winner coming out of Florida State, the expectations were so high. The franchise rested on your shoulders, and that's a lot of weight. And if you go out there and they want you to throw the football all over the place, but they don't give you no type of running back for help, they don't give you no type of run support, they don't give you no offensive line to keep you upright. You know what I'm saying? Like the clock in your head all just discombobulated, you know what I'm saying? Because, like you ain't got enough time in the pocket. But I just think that the Saints can give Jameis Winston structure. I think they could give him all the pieces he needs to succeed. Now it's up to Jameis if he goes out there and makes the right decisions, but it won't be because the Saints haven't coached him up. I can tell you that right now. Crab legs Winston. Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy though. Ironically, man, how you known for stealing crab legs, and then you come to the city that's known for, seafood like crab legs. I mean, but can you imagine like if Jameis Winston like goes on the stretch, you know what I'm saying? Knock on wood, and I hope that Drew doesn't miss an extended amount of time. But if he did, and Jameis actually plays well, man, I guarantee you every seafood restaurant in New Orleans gonna have some Jameis Winston crab legs on the menu. Like for real, it gonna be crazy, man. If he come up in here and weather the storm and get that type of respect that Teddy Bridgewater have, I guarantee you can go to any seafood restaurant, St. Rock Seafood, Cajun Seafood on Claiborne, like wherever you want to go, they're gonna have some Jameis Winston crab legs up in that thing waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it all depends on if he goes out there and he plays well or not. Okay, right now I'm going to go ahead and open up the phone lines. Feel free to call in. I ask that you keep the calls at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? Like because I am having a show, but I say I worked all night, and then on top of that, man, the Pac-Man ain't doing too well, so I got to take care of him. He's at the doctor right now, so I'm actually y'all send some prayers up for my boy, man. Had a fever of 103 on last night, and my wife took him to the doctor today, so I want to make sure that I'm available for that phone call when she comes back from the doctor, man. So y'all keep the Pac-Man up in your prayers. Lift him up if you believe in a higher power.
What's going on, TJ? You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. What's going on?
How you doing, man? Good morning, good morning. Who that nation? First of
Good
all,
morning,
TJ,
man.
prayers to your beautiful boy, man, and to your family,
Yeah,
man. I hope wish him a speedy recovery, man. You hate to
yeah,
hear when the little ones get sick, man.
yeah,
But
man. Yeah, that's rough, man. He had a rough night. My wife took him to the doctor, man. So hopefully we get some positive news, man. But
yes,
uh,
sir.
what you got for me this morning, man?
Oh man, just final thoughts, man. Just kind of echoing from yesterday, man. Pretty good game, man. Hopefully everything all right with Drew. I don't want
Yeah.
to get into the Falcons because I already know you're gonna have us. That's gonna be later on in the week, but I know.
Hey, you already know, man.
Yeah, I
Hey,
already know it's gonna be
yeah.
one of them weeks I'm looking forward to. I already got it booked on the calendar.
Right.
But yeah, man. So I come to work this morning, and I work with these guys. We got fans all over. We got a diehard Tampa Bay fan I work with. We got some Pittsburgh old heads.
Right.
We got some Cowboys. So the talk of the day was all I've been hearing, bro, since the season started. Oh, y'all gonna lose this game. Y'all gonna lose this game. And it's like, bro, what could you possibly say now? Like, at first it was with Tampa Bay. And then, y'all might beat Tampa Bay, but you ain't gonna get past the 49ers. Then you get past the 49ers. And I said, I came this morning, I said, I'm gonna tell y'all what. If y'all get to talking about these damn Falcons, about what they gonna do, y'all ain't gonna probably see me around this unit for a while, bro. Because where do we draw the line? It's like I feel like they can't really say nothing about our team other than what we tell them or what we give them to talk about, which is probably our secondary and our inconsistency on defense. But other than that, this is a good football team, man.
Yeah.
Minus injuries, I feel like we still gonna find a way to get it done because that's what we do, man. Like, you know, and it's not even the next man up mentality. It's just the depth and the talent. These guys know we playing for, and we play for each other. You know, I don't know if you had a chance to watch that pregame huddle yesterday, but I feel like that was one of the best pregame huddles.
Yeah,
and you know, and you can see that vamped them up. And I feel like Drew came out with that message in that pregame, and for him not to perform, I feel like a lot of that had to do with it. But the message was we playing for each other. You know, regardless of what everybody else say, this we know we got to do. This is all we got. And damn it, when that's all you got, that's all you need. You know, I feel like I wanted to go out there and you know, for 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah,
man.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, Drew would fire it up, man.
Oh yeah, man. So I feel like we're gonna be all right. You know, 24 hours. Let's you know what I'm saying? We regress, go back into film. And we just clean it up, man. But all in all, like I said, it was a good game, man. Yeah. We just prepare, rest mentally, physically, and get ready for next week. You know, don't look ahead of these Falcons. You know, with that being said, we laugh and joke, and we still got to go in that damn snow. Hopefully, it don't snow for Denver, but that's another topic for another week. But and don't overlook these teams to try to get to the Chiefs. You know, we're looking at some negative record teams, and we see a big game coming in here. We can't pull a Tampa Bay and overlook how they overlook the Giants to get to us. But you know, that's all I'm saying, man. I'm gonna try to keep it quick, but that's all I got, man. Good win, and let's just prepare mentally and physically. That's all.
Yeah, man, I agree. You know, like you gotta pay attention to the team that's in front of you, and you guys gotta put your best foot forward, man. I mean, the Falcons are on the agenda this week, and hopefully they can get the job done. I mean, I'm not looking past the Falcons because we all know the Falcons play the Saints tough. You know, that's their Super Bowl, regardless of what their record is. They want to beat the Saints, so. It's going to be an interesting game, man. I'm looking forward to talking Falcons this week. I might get, you know, some people that I know that's Falcon fans are on the show, so ought to be fun, man.
I already know Jared Poor, King Arthur, those guys don't cut no slack in this chat. I don't know if you pay attention.
I definitely know that, man. You know, these Falcon fans, man, they've been talking. They talking, they perking up, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it on Twitter right now.
We got some Cesar Gardner Johnsons in this chat now.
Yeah, for real. We got some goons up here. Yeah, man, definitely. Chosen, thank you so much, man. Have a good day. I appreciate the call, man.
No problem, man. You have a blessed one, brother.
All right, you too, man. Shouts out to Chosen, man. Yeah, man. I mean, we don't hold no punches when it comes to them Falcons, man. No doubt about that. Sanchez, what's going on, man?
What's going on, TJ?
Man, nothing much, man. We're talking about the Saints, or what's on your mind?
Man, just a couple quick things. First of all, shout out to Chosen. I was actually gonna bring up his point from yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, man, let me come in and do anybody's job first day. And let's just see how it work out. Man, the whole building might collapse. We don't know. Right. Like, I don't know the system. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to get acclimated.
Right.
As far as the defense, man, DeMario Davis, CJ, they were flashing all over the screen. I don't know if this DeMario Davis first year as captain. I'm glad he got that on his chest.
Oh no, I think, man, he's been a captain since he got here. Like every single year, he's been a captain.
Okay, I was just looking, and it only when I seen the C on there, it only like he had like one gold star. So I was like, "This is first year." I'm not sure.
Yeah, but, I mean, you know, those captain, those stars underneath there, you know, they just symbolize, you know, what captain they actually are. Like you look at Cam Jordan, I think Cam got all four. He's the defensive captain, and of course Drew, you know, we have the 4 stars. I mean, that just means that those are the 2 head captains, and then you got, you know, Malcolm Jenkins and other people like that, Craig Robinson. So yeah, they just symbolize like the position captain stars. But yeah, I mean he definitely deserved that C on the chip, no doubt about it.
Definitely. As far as Quan Alexander, from what I've seen of him on the field, he looked like he fitting in quite nicely for the limited time he been there.
Right.
Hopefully we can keep everything going.
Right.
One of my big points is, honestly, I feel like the media was on the edge of their seats, and they definitely gonna be on the edge of their seats this week, knowing we got the Falcons, because I feel like since we know we got some trollers, and we know we've been calling them out for just dogging us out, especially against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I feel like they waiting. If we would have lost last night's game, that headline Monday morning quarterback, y'all see, we was right. Where the Who Dat Nation in our mentions now? Y'all see, hey, we were just waiting on it for it to happen. But as far as that, man, I'm hoping that Drew Brees is all right when it comes to the offensive end. And I think over the next couple of weeks, we finally gonna be able to put the pieces to the puzzle of the question of who is gonna be our quarterback for the long term. Are they in the locker room right now? Talking about Winston or Taysom Hill. Are they in the league? Maybe just somewhere else, or are they still in college? We just don't know. And I think depending on how long Brees out, we might start to see what life may be like after Brees is gone. So, like you said, we need to take the time to appreciate him while we're here. Let's just get on it.
Yeah, man, I agree with that. I agree. First off, I know you're talking about Mike Flores and Chris Sims, old hating tails. Look, don't make no mistake about it, Sanchez. Make no mistake about it. There are some people in the media. They are so hell-bent on being right. Some of them in the back of their mind happy that Drew Brees hurt because they feel like that's going to give Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers opportunity to win the division. That's what they want, man. If I promise you, any Saints fan out there, go and look at how the media talks about the Saints and how they talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. They talk about the Saints in passing. Like, and the Saints won today, you know what I'm saying? Drew Brees, blah, such. But they never it's always about what the Saints are lacking. If Tampa won today, they bounced back. Tampa got their ass whooped last week. Okay. Like, and instead of them saying, okay, Tampa lost, the Saints are a better football team, them conceding to that, they mostly focus on what Tampa didn't do, more so what the Saints did. But Sanchez, I appreciate the phone call, man. Thank you. Call back anytime, my friend.
Man, thank you for having me. Who that,
man? Shout out to Sanchez. So we're going to move forward. Got Mike Flex on the line. Mike, what's going on?
What's happening with you, TJ? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Thank you for calling in, man. What you got for me?
Man, I appreciate you having me. Anyway, man, let me start off with let's bounce off this media thing and say, look at it this way. The media, they still feel sour about picking the Saints 3 years in a row to do something. You feel me?
Right.
So right now they banking off of rooting against us. That way they can save face in the long run in case we implode, which I don't see happening. But I can see, when you pay attention to Skip Bayless and the rest of those guys, you understand the talking points of the media. They don't want to make themselves look stupid.
Right.
So the best thing they can do is cover their asses by making themselves look like they're being contrarians. You feel me? Right. They go against popular belief. Right. That's why it don't make no sense when you don't see the Saints in the top 3 or top 5 power rankings for certain people. It's because they're being contrarians on purpose, bro.
Good point, man.
And listen, I want to give 3 shots out.
Yeah,
First of all, Deontay Harris, I want to give him a shout out because guess what? When you have that type of mishap in a game and in such a big moment, it takes a real man to get himself together, to gather his bearings, you feel me, and come back out and make a play like he did. I appreciate that. I can appreciate that as a Saints fan because I see that he was really trying to make something happen.
Right.
Also, Pat Rob, man, I got to give Pat Rob his props. He came in on short notice and did his thing in a crucial situation.
Right.
And I'm not a big Pat Rob fan. I'm not. But I got to give him props for that. And I also want to give props to Callaway, man. Callaway, something about this kid is telling me that he's going to be a superstar in New Orleans in the future. Man. He just make plays and he gets the job done.
Right.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen against the Falcons. I'm excited to see if we got what it takes to beat a team with the injuries we have right now. Beat that type of team with that type of offense.
Right.
If we can pull it off, I'm almost confident that we have the squad that we're looking for this year,
Right.
Because right now we don't know what we have still. We're trying to figure it out. We know that we have a good team. We know that we have the pieces, but we don't know if they gel to the point where you can expect them to win games like this. But I'm expecting it, man, and I expect this team to gel. I'm loving Quan Alexander. I'm loving all the additions that we had in the offseason that's working out.
Right.
And I'm hoping for the best, man. I'm not going to hold up the line too much. I just want to make those comments. I'm calling from Cutler Bay. I'm about to walk to the beach after this podcast, and I'm going to chill out and reflect on this game, bro.
Man.
I just want to make those quick little points, bro. And I appreciate the show, and I'm gonna continue watching like I always do. You feel me?
Yeah, man. Appreciate that, Mike. What you say you was going to the beach? Where?
I live in Cutler Bay, man. I'm 5 minutes from the beach. I'm about to walk out my front door, walk down the street to it, and chill.
Okay, man. Shoot, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. You enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy your Monday, and glad that when you reflecting on this dub that we got. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully you already know it, man.
Yeah, thanks,
you already
Mike.
know it. And who that to the whole nation out there?
Yeah, man. Shouts out to you, Mike, man. Have a good day, brother.
You too, bro.
Yeah, man. I would say I'm jealous, but I actually live down the street from the beach out here in Myrtle Beach, so I ain't gonna be too jealous of that. But that do sound pretty good. But seriously, man, the media just, I don't know, man. They just don't like the Saints, and for some apparent reason, it's just always about some other team and not the Saints. But I do agree with what Mike was saying. Sometimes they like to go with a sure thing versus betting on something they're not too sure about. King Arthur, what's going on?
Boy, what's down with you, boy?
Man, what's going on, man?
Man, I'm cooling on this Victory Monday. Hey, real quick though, shout out the Chosen for recognizing that we do have some CGJs up in this chat, you heard me? Because when the Saints messing up, I'm on their head, boy.
Hey, you got to, man. I'm glad y'all holding it down in the chat.
I'm poking people in the helmet right now as we speak. But hey, bro, the media, no disrespect to no woman out there, you hear me? But the media to me is like a messy little girl, bro. They hop on what's hot, and anything that ain't, if it don't serve their interest, they trying to bash it or diminish it, and that's the Saints all day, you hear me?
Right.
I'm so sick of these people.
Man, and I would like King Arthur, like, man, being in media and not trying to pat myself on the back, but studying communication at Jackson State, I get how and why they do the things that they do. I know why they do the things they do. Some of the words that they use and stuff like that is just, I understand it. You know what I'm saying? They try to push, man, it's about ratings, right? It's about ratings. That's one of the main reasons why, if you turn to your national media, they're always talking about the Steelers. They're always talking about the Cowboys. They always talking about Bill Belichick and them. There's a reason why, because they look at the fan bases and stuff like that, and they look at like things as like a nostalgia, right? So they feel like that's going to bring in all these different fans of these teams that got fans all over the place, and they watching, and they get paid through sponsors and viewership and stuff like that. So that's the reason why they focus on some of these major, these main teams that we just tired of, and they don't even deserve to be on TV, for the exception of the Steelers. You know what I'm saying? Steelers, they doing their thing undefeated, but
yeah, I want to pick it back off what you said, because I also, my brother, have a communications degree.
Right.
So what it remind me of is like, say you know a person's nature, bro. You know that they're a liar. You know what I'm saying? I know you're a liar. I know you're gonna lie.
Right.
But when you do it, because I'm your friend, it doesn't mean it hurt any less.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just as annoying, it's just as painful. But I knew you were gonna lie. So it's like when they handle the Saints on the media, like, oh my God, Colin Cowherd, Jesus Christ.
Right.
How can you put a team that's 4-5 or 4-3 in your top 5?
Right.
And just when they get to the Saints, you don't put them in the top 10 at all, and they was 5-2. And you talking about I just don't buy the Saints. Boy, hey, go find you something to do, little boy, before I find something for you to do.
Man,
but
it's all about, like I said, it's all about being a shock jock. And I mean, man, I have to talk to, man, I have to tell y'all that story another day. about shot jocks and stuff like that, but I go finish his statement. I'm sorry, man.
Real quick though, like I was listening to you on at the halftime report last night.
Right.
I wouldn't have made the rest of the game, bro. Because what dude did to Traquan Smith, bro?
No.
I'm getting that. I'm gonna earn that $50,000 fine. You heard me?
Bro, I'm out.
Bro, I'm not finishing that game. I'm taking my helmet off. I'm taking his helmet off, and I'm straight going Cortland Finnegan on that boy. Remember
Andre Johnson. Yeah, I remember. Hey, I'm not finishing the game, King Arthur. I'm not finishing, though. Like I am not finishing the game.
Andre Johnson is the first dude that I seen fight somebody and did it smart. He pulled that boy helmet off first, and then I'm about to put you in this blender. You heard me? Like, he took that boy straight to Canal Street.
Oh man, I definitely remember that, man. But I'm not finishing the game, bro. I'm not.
Boy, ain't no just go ahead and take my jersey right now. Just go. You can have it. I earned it and everything for y'all. I'm not gonna need this the rest of the game. You can hold on to it.
Hey,
but
man,
I did want to TJ, take a little tangent real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to promote on your show or nothing like that.
Man,
but
even if you go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I got a company called Fix. Well, that's the acronym. It's Forging Infinite Excellence. What we do is I build custom-made interactive paint games.
Right.
And we actually have to be players in those games. We use those games to create artwork, and that artwork in turn tells our true history as a people.
Right.
I'm actually coming to Charlotte. I got paid to do an event in Charlotte, and I want y'all to come out, man. I think y'all have some fun. It's a vibe y'all never had before. It's not a sip and paint or nothing like that. But I think y'all will have some fun, bro. I take games that we grew up on, like anything, like Giant Uno, and I put a paint and twist on it. Anything like that, and I make completely brand new games. But I think that'll be something dope that y'all experience. Y'all will be able to experience. So be on the lookout for your boy. And I'm gonna bring Traquan Smith with me. You hear me? Just so we can start something, bro. I'm trying to fight. That's the first time somebody bucked me up, bro, in a while. You hear me?
I wouldn't have finished that game. Man, I was so mad. I'm like, when I seen the replay, I'm like, man, bro, like. I get, man, you gotta be there for your teammate and stuff like that, and finishing the game and all that. Bro, I ain't finishing that game. I'm sorry. I don't care if I'm leading the league in reception, touchdown, yards. I'm not finishing that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
I'm gonna take a stats hit that game. But hey, I ain't gonna hold you, but I just seen just popped up and said Drew Brees got a rib contusion. Yeah. And the reason he didn't come back in the game, he said he just felt uncomfortable. It wasn't about the pain. Right. He just couldn't complete the full rotation of his throws and stuff like that, and felt like he wasn't going to be effective. That's why he didn't come in, and that's why he stayed suited up on the sideline, because he thought he was going to be all right. But it said he could miss time, but it's unlikely. So we need to brace for the fact that he could miss a week or so.
Well, Arthur, like I said at the beginning of the show, if he has any type of discomfort, leave him out. Leave him out. Even if he could play, leave him out. Okay, because this reminds me of that of you know what I'm saying, Tony Romo. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm comparing Tony Romo, but you know what I'm saying, they had a time where, you know what I'm saying, he had a rib injury and he had to wear the Kevlar vest. And you know what I'm saying, like, man, he just put a target on you. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna need Drew Brees down the stretch. I'd rather him miss a game versus the Falcons.
What happened to Josh Hill, bro? I heard he had a concussion too.
Yeah, concussion, man. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I think it was a play away from the ball, but I'm a little concerned about Josh Hill at this point. Josh Hill has had a little bit of a history with concussions, man. And like I said, concussions, they you know what I'm saying? When one happens, man, it's just a reoccurring thing. Like I used the example with Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks got shellacked, you know what I'm saying, knocked out cold by Malcolm Jenkins in that Super Bowl. And ever since then, he has not been the same player. He has had at least about 3 or 4 concussions since then. So that's why I'm concerned about Traquan. I doubt if he's going to, if I'm the Saints, I'm not having them play against the Falcons on Sunday.
Because they just as dirty. Oh, yeah. So speaking of dirty, I'm out here in Atlanta. Huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
so you know they get all they could get from me.
Yeah, man. Look, man. I ain't got nothing against Atlanta. I mean, a great city, you know what I'm saying? Like good people and stuff like that, man. But they know what it is, man. They know.
I just don't like their fan base, bro. Them and Dallas, their fan base, Jesus, like their teams got some talent, bro, but their fan base so delusional and arrogant is ridiculous, and for no reason, none. Bruh. But I ain't gonna hold you, look at it like it's good. You man, know what I'm talking about. That's why you
man, I appreciate it, man. Hey, man, me and you talking, man. I forgot this is a show, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, but shouts out to Keith Arthur, man, my guy, man.
All right, big dog.
I'm call back anytime
right
man.
now. You hear me?
All right, man, take it easy, man. Forgot this is a show, man. My boy Keith Arthur, man, come through. But man, that's how it is, man. We family on this show, and you know, you call in, man. You know. Like I said, man, you just, you know, good times, man. Good time, man. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. Shouts out to all the people that called in. Man, y'all just don't know, man, how much y'all mean to me. You know what I'm saying? The familiar names and you know what I'm saying? The people that call in on a regular, man. Thank y'all so much for making this show what it is. I mean, I worked all night, man. Came up here, did this show, man. No regrets, man. No regrets at all. I love it. Good morning, TJ. What's the call-in number? Kevin. I apologize, man. We about to wrap the show up. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the we're gonna have to wait till next time to call in, man. I don't know if you just got here, but my son is sick, you know what I'm saying, today, and I didn't want to do a show because I promised you all to do a show. He's at the doctor right now. So when they do get back, you know, from the doctor, I want to be able to be there for him. And so, and a matter of fact, I actually hear them coming through the door right now. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and wrap it up, folks. My boy just came through the door. I'm about to go see what's going on with him. But thank y'all very much for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast. Anybody that didn't get a chance or opportunity to call in, feel free to call in on tomorrow. I'll keep you all posted. I'm gonna try to get an interview. Probably gonna try to get my guy Jeff Nowak back on the show. Y'all probably know him from NOLA.com and the Advocate. He's been on the show a couple of times, man. He's the guys that break down the X's and the O's, tells you about the Willies and the Joes. So we're going to try to get him on the show this week. And maybe I'm going to get an Atlanta Falcon fan on the show. I know a couple of them that have podcasts. So hopefully I'm probably going to try to get them on the show, man. So, I mean, I know y'all don't want to miss that. But please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast. Facebook.com, search The State of the Saints Podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM. Thank you all so much. In the words of Quan Alexander, have a legendary day. And like always, all I got to say is